Right. I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back. No thanks. No thanks. Okay, here we go. Arrgh! How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that?
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! It wasn't me. I didn't... I didn't do it. "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial." For 11th, 9:40 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's alright. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Yo, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night?
His voice is perfect, the mouth shake. They even put that in the dialogue. If my neck starts to hurt, we might not do this. I'm just saying. I might have to alter his voice a little bit.
Let me handle the case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let the client see you're so nervous.
I could do something like that instead.
See the poor young man in pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, I'll be fine, no prob. Achoo. What's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. He's 19, baby Nick. 21. He's 21 years old. My client, third year art student in Ivy University. He currently has a cold. You're truly innocent. I promise I will save you. Yeah, it was 5 years ago. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. So he's 26 in the last game. I thought he was 24? Well, he's an art student. How did he become a lawyer from being an art student? I don't remember. Oh, because I think this like reignites his passion to be a lawyer or something like that. I can't remember. Oh no, because remember he sees Edgeworth as a lawyer and he's like, I gotta be one too. I don't know, I don't know the timeline. I really don't. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
I read a book about introversion, and the author was in the law school. On her first day, she was so scared she ran out of the building and vomited. His hair, yes. Payne's hair changes, I think, in every game that he shows up in? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg would be the one leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes, well,
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend time sitting a new defense lawyer.
That's like Old Bag's voice. Turn out of court, Mia.
Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon.
first time I did it, it sounded perfect. Now I'm doing old bag. I don't know what happened. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary event for the day in question. There it is. That's the voice he has. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
Of Ivy University. Oh, I thought it was a Ivy University. Sorry.
Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added to the court record.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Hee hee hee. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that the victim died in a rather unusual way.
An unusual death.
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
No, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of this case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed the R button here.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Electrocution! According to the court record, it was the fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Which, I mean... There it is. Cause of death is fatal electric shock.
Electrocution. But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I don't really like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator if you catch my drift. You don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, our weapons can be found in the court record.
The music in this game is good. Better than the second game, I think. But the second game is good music too.
Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady.
I think this is from the second game? It might be. I believe the third game takes music from both games and also is the game where Phoenix's theme makes its first appearance. Like the one that follows him for the rest of the series.
Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between the profiles and the evidence with the R button, so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
Dahlia Hawthorne, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend, dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Take that! The reason, excuse me, the reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she has some part to play in this story.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking what he wants.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself. Well, Miss Fay.
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Oh yeah, I don't have a guide up. I never even went and found a guide for this. This game isn't as ridiculously hard as the second one, but it's still gonna have stupid moments, as every scene. Attorney Trials and Tribulation. Re-walk through. X right. Where am I at? Very beginning. It is. There we go.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means like, what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, achoo, achoo, achoo! I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of...
Oh wow, it cut through that. But I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you. The death of Doug Swallow is gonna... I'm telling you, I was...
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
Seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. It's weird because I get to do a voice that I'm used to while he's on, but for somebody who's doing a testimony. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. It looks like the judge understands.
You're becoming naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
Seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
That would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called a cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he's your client, in the court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that's your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying the testimony just now there's a lie, a contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Victim and I. I admit I was there. Phoenix is annoying, you're saying? When you say there, oh, I automatically defaulted to Phoenix voice. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Achoo! 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 Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence, huh?
But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I love this music, by the way. I love this music. The little, like, background part is so good. Because there's like 2 layers going on, and I would just love the little background part, how it accents the part, like the melody. So you say you found the body. Who called the police? Huh? Yeah, Phoenix just coughs a lot.
Unfortunately, it was some other student that notified the police.
Other students.
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
What? Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo, 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 etc. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know? I can default to Phoenix when it like pans over there, so you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean. So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo! Achoo!
Now see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this Dolly person?
Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
No, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet.
But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow?
Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. So, you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? Which is totally the country we're in, and not one that has a large red circle in the middle surrounded by white.
As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Yeah, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, you think you can manage on your own from this point?
Yeah, I can. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to spray the contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
I don't like doing Grocery's voice that much, but it's like too fitting. And I think this is the only case he's in. I think. Maybe he's in 2. I can't remember. Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning of his testimony. Okay, so he's always walking around with the Union Jack, and they gave us this, which is not. There's no Union Jack there. So. Objection! Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, you wouldn't know that, would you? You would have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me.
Mia, you've made our client cry. You've made our client cry.
There we go.
What?
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
He. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took with an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Hey. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with this case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at this photograph from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What? I don't know how to do what in her voice. I don't know.
Sensing this murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Which would be the most random way to identify someone as a killer ever, but alright.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the court record.
Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken.
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for this?
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
What really happened? The truth is, I went back because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Then later, I went back and found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you previously gave.
Achoo, achoo, achoo! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
That did happen, and I didn't need that visual. Yes, for some reason in this game, he's all about them hemorrhoids, and I don't know why. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, please don't tell any more lies. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk to me about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is?
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart.
What was that for, Mia?
She slapped him. Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. What?
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
He's so cute. What, Phoenix? Mr. Phoenix? That's the only person who could be even remotely cute in this entire courtroom.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
I was he was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? He's my sweetheart. Oh yeah, she's my sweetheart, yep. Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? At the pharmacology department? I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Did I? Did not. Hold on a second. Little mistake. Okay, here we go. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles all set up around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead along the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. So, what was it you were talking about? You know, achoo, a cough. That maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. Then later I went back and found him lying there. So you say went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Achoo! Achoo! Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one's buying this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking this cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. My friends who I'll never mention or talk about again. I'll pretty much never talk about college ever again. Is he lying about the cold? No, he has a cold, I'm pretty sure. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident. What did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. We can make it on our own, just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Youch.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
And I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
He. I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is You are correct, Your Honor.
How exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Yeah, you can establish the thing. It's in the picture. Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Fay.
I believe if we were trying to piece everything together we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. Boy, that look on her face. I'm actually gonna go grab something really quick, so I'll be right back. Okay. Really hungry, so I got some milk and a granola bar thingy. Hide me over till the end of the stream, probably. Okay. Let us forge onward, slowly, while we wait for Katie to get... We should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
He. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Welcome back. He's electrocuted by Cold Killer X. Probably by the power line that's broken directly above him, sparking. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Right there? Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we heard. Machines that pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable.
We have his profile? Oh, we do. Prosecutor at this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. 49 and has weird lips.
However, I want you to think about what this really implies. The only one who had opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
It's you!
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints. They're on the murder weapon. You can see them clearly in this electricity.
I don't know.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. A palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Order! Man, even back then I was hungry. I mean, now I'm hungry. I'm always hungry, that's the point. That would be the main bullet point of this conversation. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case.
Objection! Hold it.
Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? Still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. This is a good time for me to eat my stuff. Okay. I'll continue. I was just reviewing what the cases were. Ooh, I'm sorry. You're doing all right. This case is short, but if I remember, the next two cases are really long. And then the third case is really long, or the final case is really long. So this game is probably the longest one. And unfortunately, this game doesn't get like super. This game is good. I think the third case kind of stinks. Second case is fine. Fourth case is good. Fifth case is awesome. And then this is a really good intro case. But third case, not so good. There is a funny aspect to it, but there's just this one part that's Adrian Andrews like, where it just keeps going for way too long. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. And it's like there's somebody who's purposely slowing things down, and you really feel it as the player. So, you missed what I said? Oh, I said, like, hopefully you're gonna be alright, or whatever, or something like that. You sound like Mia. Biff Baff. So, I haven't really gone anywhere since he left the last couple times, so she was just asking him to say the truth before the judge hands down the verdict, and he's like, I can't say it, I can't. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. Look, he looks like normal Phoenix right now. Instead of wimpy, pathetic Phoenix. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Cough, cough. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
Cough. I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Kamehameha!
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. Really did push the victim.
Feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Which will totally be relevant at this point in time. When I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed. Occam's razor, as they say.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, please don't call your client a doofus. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. He is innocent. There must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. When I pushed the victim... That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy. You're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. And shoved him once. And the perspective is weird. It kind of makes it look like he's under the ground almost in a weird way. Him and Phoenix should be standing roughly square, but they're not. What? I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen. Right! There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I am not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap, crackle pop, you know? Come to think of it, I wonder what it was. Maybe somebody eating cereal nearby?
He. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella? Wow, an umbrella, huh? And did the umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah, I was right there. It was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
My stomach is not to be misread as your professional soccer ball, Mia.
Ah, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
She's just beating the crap out of him. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition.
Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. That time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Cough, cough. Cough, cough, cough. No, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? It's real, cough, cough.
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer.
Unless we find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now, I need to find more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. But, as we can clearly see... the umbrella is over there! Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's argument earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order, order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Umbrella added to the court record.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. Simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Isn't this music jamming? I don't know. I think it's jamming.
But
Now, I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no!
I must say I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Victim fell on top of his umbrella. There's a loud sound when it happened.
Well done, Mia.
He, he.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through his cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly.
Wait, let me just check something. Winston Payne. Okay.
I do, Your Honor.
Winston Payne, which is Winston Payne, basically, is his name. I thought this was the game where you fight against Payne's brother, but maybe I was wrong about that.
Defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't have been more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that?
I'm doing his voice a little too deep. It's not that deep.
I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Bia.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Wasn't the P and R? Yeah, for Ryuji or whatever? Yeah. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave me this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off before she gave it to me and she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave you this as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present borrowed from Phoenix Wright. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Geez, so many S's in that sentence. Calm down, Phoenix. Please give it back now. I forgot about that.
What a strange girl. Asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Hi, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look downstairs in the reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to help you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We better get moving. You've never seen me move like this before. Hoo-ha!
And he runs off. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. No, it didn't. Shorter. Like 4 minutes. Do. We'll save in slot 3 now. Look, the number changed color again. I wonder if that's just the color of the save slot, or if each game has its own color. Wee! Nope, it's just, each game has its own color, it looks. Okay, anyway. I have tons of random saves.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, call your witness.
Next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Oh boy, I don't have a voice for her. What's with the stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe you actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness. Would you please state your full name?
I'm gonna have to get way all up in this when I do her voice if I'm gonna do it that quiet.
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
And I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice, I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
We may move on now. What is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say... Let me get the audio thingy up so I can see if I'm being loud enough. I just want to say...
Yeah, if I'm this close. Okay, if I'm that close, it works.
I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Like Ivy League? That's what I keep thinking, but they're calling it Ivy University. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the hour.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go ahead and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never...
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Tee-hee! You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before, once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
Good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Oh, whoops. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I messed that up. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright was in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. Wait, was she in the trial a year ago on August 27th that almost made Mia quit being a lawyer? Well, Mia said a year ago. And then, wasn't that trial 8 months ago? Were they talking about the same thing? There's no way to check what today is there? 4/9. Wait, hold on. It's 4/9, so I think April? We'll go back 8 months from April? 8 months from April, right? So... Is that September? Wait, is that 4/9 as in August, or is that 4/9 as in they do the date different because... Dang it, I don't know how to I don't think there was a spirit thing. Oh, okay, so they do go month first. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information was being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. So the answer to your question is yes. She was, well, I don't know if she was in the trial, but she was at the courthouse at least. Oh, wait, I actually remember. We will get to that case, and I don't think she's in that case, but I think she's at the courthouse for that case. That's the... Okay, we get to that. We do get there, I believe, but that's case number 4 in this game. So this is kind of a teaser, and then we have like a couple of cases that aren't too relevant to like the overall story, but they're just like... I don't know. They're alright. Okay.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Only I can do that when I'm a ghost. And I get channeled. Feeny and Dougie were talking behind the building. So who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were... I like how she has butterflies around her. So what were Doogie, I mean Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Faye.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Joe, contradiction! Oh, whoops. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never...
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print is found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover up for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
Okay. And I only said it in her voice because it was new. I don't really feel like pressing everything here, so we're just gonna present the old Phoenix testimony here. Did I do that wrong? Oh, did I? Oh, I must have presented that in the wrong statement.
I don't really see any problem with it.
Actually, I don't either.
Well, what are you making a fuss for? Think before you speak, young lady.
Looks like you missed the mark on that one, Mia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Save so I don't randomly screw up again. I'm supposed to present that here. Yeah. You say I didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
Mia lost another tooth! If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? This is like, from now on until like game 6, whenever Phoenix is like pressing forward, this song plays for him.
Well, maybe the noise you heard wasn't just that memorable after all.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way the noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
No, the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. It seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
He. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything, so how would she know that? Oh, there was freaking lightning. Because that would make a crackle-lack sound. Even the female voice is perfect. Really? That's a great surprise to me. What am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, I think it's say... Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now is not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fey.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died by being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh.
Oh. Let me grab some food. Please recap for me when I get back.
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
I can always go grab food too. So long as I'm not bothering anyone, and you're the only one watching other than random bots, so it seems. So I will go grab food too. I'll be right back in a minute or two. Just hold on. been in here all
Have you been?
What are you looking for? Like, do you have any Switch games?
My Sims is
My Sims Kingdom and
one of
My
the
Sims.
best.
I have all my Switch games. Probably not. My only glasses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Nice.
signed by PVG.
I forgot.
Yep. Aren't they both signed?
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and I have the, was it Mario Party? Yeah, Space Hamster PVG.
The one.
No, we brought two.
Bring these. That.
Got this
Okay.
and one of the mice.
Oh.
But we went twice. Yeah. I wonder if Jeff feels left. He'll show up.
But yeah.
I feel like he's always like the second week. Which you kind of need to ride a bike, but... Ready? Yeah, I showed you this and it was like...
And because they only the option.
Oh yeah!
We're like,
Oh yeah, I forgot that was like a thing they did for something.
weird.
Oh, that's weird.
Bought this out of.
Is this all yours? Oh, you're good. If you have a Wii U, you can play it.
It like fell like off of, oh, like an inch off of something. Oh, and it. Horrible.
Sucks.
Horrible freak accident. Like can't.
Can you still use the screen, or is the screen like just broken?
Like you can't like have like probably like a solid third.
I was just wondering if you could get to the Wii U. I don't know. These are cheap. You could always take. Oh wait, ours is broken.
Father?
It's possible. What do I have in here? I think I have some. Just Breath of the Wild. Randomly. Oh, this is the Zelda case.
Uh-huh.
Well, Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2 will go in there. Sweet case, except these are so much smaller and they fit in that.
I gave mine to you.
I have 3.
I got enough views. I don't have enough views. Great, my scene is done.
No, not really.
Get yours.
Yeah. Signed by both. You haven't missed anything because I didn't go anywhere. Didn't do anything. And I went somewhere, but... Doo-doo.
Every Christmas I'm like, he's getting 7, right? 7, right? Like, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe I did.
Got me like,
When I got dead, that's it. 5. And then like the second to last season was like 20, and this season I was like, yes! I just...
what?
Randomly, there's Mad World in there. I'm gonna get you that. Oh.
Like,
That game was like black and white. Something like that.
that's great.
People are like, it's actually kind of good. Like that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the random break. And you're gone again. Okay. I'll continue forward and I'll just recap when you get back.
I must admit that I thought that
Wow.
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. Couldn't the autopsy people tell a difference between high voltage cables and a lightning bolt? I don't know. Did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty home or something like that.
Objection! Hee hee hee. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh? I'm not
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. What is this evidence?
This affidavit, or David, or however you say it.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacological students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacological students. All equipment in the labs lost power, all of a sudden, around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment run on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable.
So the only thing that you missed, because I didn't go very far, is, Mia was like, we believe that, the defense believes that a stray bolt took the guy out. Like, stray lightning bolt. And then Payne was like, no, we did our research and there were no lightning strikes that day. Or at least no lightning strikes in that area that day. And the students of the pharmacological department said that their equipment lost power around 3 p.m.
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables are very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Well, geez, replace them already. Student's testimony added to the court record.
However, there is one thing that troubles me.
Your girlfriend did it. I think I remember that. Why would you remember that? When you haven't played the game.
If the cables could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped. Then wouldn't it have snapped had it been bumped into, correct?
Then it wouldn't have snapped.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. Did you, like, read this whole game already? I hope you didn't read the whole game. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what is it that caused the cable to break?
Where am I right now? Phoenix, right? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Hi, Rudy.
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that does make sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
Sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have been electrocuted the victim.
Order. Order in the court. I can't believe it. This must be a miracle. My food is actually here.
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I have longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's alright. Just go ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed part 2.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Sorry.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping, and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the witness got up and tried to run away.
And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
So sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. I know, poor Nick. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know, I'm sorry, I just wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court.
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes.
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury.
Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Ho 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 ho.
The judge had better be more careful himself. Dark Alley is friendlier than that girl. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. I know the judge, am I right? They are saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole.
I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Dougie tried his best to run away from him. Let me get this straight. You were happily listening to your music on your headphones when you watched this scene unfold.
Miss Fay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both and that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
What? Poor Nick really loved her too. Just for her to do that crap, yep.
What happened after that?
The Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Fay, may I suggest you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. B05. Oh, yeah, okay. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fey.
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the witness's testimony, the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
Would you please care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order in the court.
This is nonsense! The real murderer?
Even you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Fey, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Or penalized, depending on how you pronounce it. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fey.
I know, I love her smirk too. She's like, I don't know.
Now then, Miss Fey, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
Well, let's see. Out of these 5 choices, was it Marvin Grossberg? Oh, he's 61. Was it Phoenix Wright, who we already know it isn't because he's the main character? The guy who's dead? The opposing prosecutor? Or Dahlia Hawthorne? Could have only been you, Dahlia Hawthorne, since you're one of the only 5 people in this court record.
How could you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the dearest men to you. But we've also seen pain in later cases too, so...
Order! And by that I mean quiet down, I'm trying to eat my order. Miss Fey, why? Is that to say...
That is to say, Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the 2 men fighting that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim, you subsequently left the scene. It was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death with your very own hands.
How can you say something so mean, Madame Fey? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fey, this is a very serious charge you are...
Your Honor! Please, I have something I want to say! Achoo!
You! What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record! What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye! Dolly, she couldn't do something like that! I know you were kidding about Pain. But I was like, oh yeah, he's in other cases. Like, I was just adding that to it.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Achoo! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone! Achoo, cough!
That boy.
Oh, Grossberg.
That boy. He's gotten himself way in over his head.
He's gotten way in over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the phoenix of time. I found the police report on the incident in your newspaper clipping.
Police report added to the court record. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecution Guy?
Don't you worry, my dear, I have this situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Weep.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
Oh, sorry.
Ma, my little girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. "8 months ago, the incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. Then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne. How I met my Feeny.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room.
They said cafeteria.
The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. I like how Phoenix randomly added,
Mr. Wright, do that again, and you'll be held in contempt of court.
I like how randomly Phoenix is in the testimony. Now we enter the final act of our little drama. Flemthorn.
As we used to say in my good old days of my youth. Go get her.
Thanks, Grossberg. Maybe that's a contradiction? First met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
Cafeteria versus the reading room. Because I thought they said cafeteria earlier and she said the reading room. I don't know. I think I actually remember why that is, though.
No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho.
Maybe I should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
It's like we are destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The courthouse's reading room, that's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case,
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you allow me to some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with her testimony.
very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
It pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
Interesting. District Courthouse Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim Diego Armando. Occupation lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando's ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The music's so easy to scroll to, I don't know. The name of the suspect in this incident is listed here in this report. Dang it, Katie, you're not supposed to know that. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in the criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order, order! This is unbelievable.
Not so much X as... yeah.
It's true then, the loveliest rose has its thorns.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor Guy, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've got the two tied to... I've got the... Blah! Blah! Okay. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. You really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Because we needed that. We totally needed that.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day.
Did we already? I thought we didn't testimony this yet, right? Oh yeah, okay.
I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal with just about 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison that only an alchemist could make. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Other than from the alchemist boyfriend you had at the time.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Yeah! Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Ah, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. It cleanses my butt. That proud posture and self-confidence are absolutely smashing.
Yeah, a little bit. Poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what the incident was?
That has absolutely nothing to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question will be answered later in this game.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Yeah, those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for just a moment. That's when it happened. How long were you gone?
I already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes?
And where were you during that stretch of time, using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Fee? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop.
You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal at about just 2 teaspoons. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
That's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? Wait, eye drops?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. Very special kind of poison. How so? I'm guessing you're on your phone because your responses are behind by like a minute now.
Well, I heard it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from? Is it iocane powder? Like the stuff from The Princess Bride? Man, what a great movie. Let's all watch that movie after this court session.
I'm sorry, all I know is that I overheard the policeman saying they said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
But our question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
seem innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Dog swallow. Oh, really? Interesting. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
How about no? That movie is born. You don't call that movie boring. Anyway.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. I coughed and said Doug Swallow. I went, Doug Swallow, or something like that. If you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacological student at Ivy University.
Pharmacological.
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. That's true, you can have your bad opinions if you want. Wow! I rewatched that movie like a couple years ago and it was great, so I don't know what you're talking about. It's like really funny and like, I don't know, the dialogue is super like uniquely written and it's like a fun story and there's like romance and action and what are you talking about? Anyway. Boring? Sorry. Okay, I'll get off that for now. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table, you.
No!
Order, order, order! I need more food. Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless accusation.
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
It was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
They didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She's got me good with that. Why? You already know.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder. Then where is the container the poison was carried in? And what happened to it?
So the difference between this game and the other game, the other 2 games, is that I could present Phoenix there, or I could present the necklace. Unlike earlier, I could have presented like a couple different things too. So it lets you present a couple different things that are relevant versus just the exact one thing the game's looking for, which is nice because it gets rid of some of the headaches. And also, I swear that doesn't come back in later games, so you'd have to deal with that crap later. Anyway, you were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you had to pass it off to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. May I drink what's in the bottle?
No, Judge, no.
So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay?
The day that the witness met... Sorry. The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? Why am I holding on to it? Why am I about to drink this? No.
I'm just joking about the drinking thing. I added that, by the way. There's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No!
Order! Order in the court!
On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this!
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? They'll actually get into why he goes through so much trouble eventually, I think. Like, I don't know, they'll mention it at some point. Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. I am gonna be a very successful lawyer who drives around a red sports car, right? And I'll wear a cravat and wear a red suit. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not, madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present like that.
Back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. I actually don't think she really did. She could have just given it to a random person and then never seen that person again for the rest of her life. Wouldn't that have worked? I don't know. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. To make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. Lol. You did show it to everyone. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie! Ah. Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry, after him.
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Sir! Wait, sir!
Oh, thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
A bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
Oh boy, that's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now?
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just give back the necklace.
I ate it.
You what?
You ate it.
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah.
What the?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt?
That bottle.
Oh, that bottle you swallowed had some poison. May have had some poison left in it.
Hee. Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
Hee. I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, this has gotta be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your clients is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place so much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
It's maybe impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in the court of law, evidence is everything.
So you can just eat evidence and then that makes it go away, huh? Just you wait till somebody shows me evidence I don't like and I'll start eating it. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright.
I'm sorry, Miss Fay. Totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. I feel like we've had this conversation twice already.
Hey, it's none of your business that we had this twice already.
I'm telling you for your sake. You continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. Better not forget any of the things I say.
You're lying. And I will forget.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
There's nothing I need to know.
Last night someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
Same thing happened 8 months ago. Drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. Only been her. That girl's the thief.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. I'll forget about this whole poison conversation.
Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
But Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony. There's only one possible conclusion. Defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before.
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Fay.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. for something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Mr. Fennec. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Fennec's right.
Me?
That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix, right? There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright, this must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, a bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. There was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true. Beanie, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that, but first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniffing little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well,
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you ready? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
I kind of like this tsundere thing, or whatever they say in the Japanese. Tsundere.
Absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. And ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep pushing without any evidence, you can pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
Why? Jeez, why? Just because you're wrong about something? No.
Better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say Miss Gray? Because you're like... I don't know how old you are because you're not on the court record. But still, you're older than me.
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of this court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one.
You are unable to establish her guilt.
What if you were like, I need these 2 pieces of evidence, do it? I don't know.
Then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
You can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well, Miss Faye, please present your evidence.
I like how I can do 3 mistakes. Or I can do 3 tries, even though he's like, 1 try. Well, it is a tutorial case, so they wouldn't, yeah. Show to the court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Sorry. Here it is, Your Honor. Evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
He. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. I love this song. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. We can make it on our own, just the 2. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. Shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so that she could carry out a plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. Hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying a bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she is nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor Guy?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation.
I probably played the game you're talking about, but I don't remember the music. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being.
I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again, I'm certain of it.
Not likely. I'll be dead long before you meet me again. Oh, wait.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Yes?
I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Huh. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness Dahlia Hawthorne with my very life.
So she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Just take a little poison, Payne.
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. Take the poison. How much trust do you really have in this woman? If you trust her, you'll take the poison. Are you willing to bet your life?
I have so many years of losing to Phoenix Wright ahead of me. My hair, it's flying off, my beautiful hair, no!
And that's the backstory of Winston Payne's hair. And how he needs a toupee to throw at you later.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest.
Look at his hair now.
Tragic but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fey.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it just me or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne. I assume we'll learn about this more later in this game. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
What?
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit long ago with his hair. Lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear. Dolly. Achoo.
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment to bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Here's some confetti. And then you can talk afterwards or whatever. This court is adjourned. See you in the next case.
Yeah, you are wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Everyone knows if you have hemorrhoids, you're supposed to talk about them constantly. Anyway, this case made me really think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veterans lawyers that have lost sight of this. I swear to you in like 5 years from now, I will do anything for you except if you die.
Then it won't help Phoenix. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. I was thinking... Go on. The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something? Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Gotta grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Yeah, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department? Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Except you'd both be defense attorneys. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia had passed on to a better place. To me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. Even so, I can hear her in my mind, and every time she possesses Pearly. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Brand new episode has been added. Oops, I clicked to start it. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Wait, did I? Wait, what happened? Oh, I did click to start it. The time is 1 a.m. I can't pause it. Beep, 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 beep. Mario Kart. Oh, sorry. Detective, we made it! Ooh, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Oh, glad the jewel is still safe. Ho ho, you said it, pal. Must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double check? Ah! We've been had! Out front, guards! Turn on the searchlights! Ha 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 ha! Better luck next time, gentlemen! That kinda does. Ha 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 ha! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. To the moon! We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Batman's not a thief. It's just an off-brand thief guy. So I'm down to keep going. I don't know if you want to... Are you down to keep going? Do you want to keep going? Should I keep going?
Hey, Nick, get a load of this. Hey, are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important.
What are you freaking out about now?
Hee. Today will be the last time that you talk to me that way.
Huh?
We're about to hit the big time.
Big time? And what do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me are...
Ah, don't be silly. I'm talking about me and Hurley, of course.
Hello, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. Wait, what are you doing here anyway?
Hee. Haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this.
What's this? Some kind of poster? Kurain Village, or how did they say it in the anime? Kurain? Kurain, right? I'm calling it Kurain, sorry. Kurain Village? Isn't that?
That's right. It's our hometown, Pearly and mine, that is.
What's this about treasures from the boonies?
Haha, very funny. You can laugh all you want. But you'll be singing another tune tonight.
Tonight? What about tonight?
The Treasures of Kurain exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes.
That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think, Nick?
Same Maya, different day. This is Maya Fey. Okay, sorry, yep, I knew it. This young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor who died. I first met her 2 years ago. Here's Mia dead. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then,
I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes.
Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium and a bit of a shady character.
Hey, who are you calling shady?
And this little girl is Pearl Fate. I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin and a spirit medium in training herself.
I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help in any way I can, Mr. Nick. And I don't go to school, so...
Kurain Village is the home of the mysterious Kurain channeling technique. And Maya here is the daughter of the Kurain School of Channeling's master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's the real thing, alright.
To Nick, how long are you going to make two gorgeous women like us wait?
Phoenix, what? Why is he in the profile? That's weird. Phoenix Wright, age 26, me. What more can I say? This is my 3rd year as a young but skilled lawyer. Maya Fey, deceased. My eternal mentor in life and law, passed away 2 years ago. She's 19! Assistant disciple of Kurain tradition and channeling techniques. Maya's cousin, channeling prodigy. She's amazing. She has amazingly powerful spiritual abilities. So Maya had a birthday, but Nick didn't, I guess? So it's probably been like, wait, 3 years as a lawyer. I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, Mr. Nick, I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit.
Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. October 11th, 7:18 p.m. Lordly Taylor, main exhibit hall. Oh, yeah. He did, so he's 26, so he's been a lawyer for 3 years, I guess? So 2 years after that case with Mia, he became a lawyer under Mia, right? And was a lawyer under her for a year until she died, except that's not even true. Because he was a lawyer under her. Oh, he probably worked with her for a while before doing his first case. Anyway. Oh, no, you'll see. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed.
Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great. All depends on how you display it.
Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in Fay Manor storeroom.
Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on it when I was a little girl.
On a family heirloom?
Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibit is waiting for us in the basement warehouse.
That's the person who I was like, oh, that's right, I remember. All right, I guess we should go and say hello. Have to look at this. I think I remember this old folding screen here. I'm pretty sure it was an important piece of evidence in that murder case that happened in Curine Village.
This folding screen is the greatest of all spirit channeling secrets. The 6-leaf Curine sacred writing folding screen.
If it's so secret, why is it the most prominent thing in the exhibit? Look, there's a little model of the village. A little bus stop and everything.
Oh, Mystic Maya, look, I can't believe it.
Ah, it's so cute. It's a little diorama of Curine Village.
Yeah, look at that. But somehow it seems to reek of dreariness.
Oh, Mystic Maya, it's your house. It even says Fay Manor on it.
Yikes, you're right. I kind of want to add the famous in front of it.
Don't do it, Maya. They might get mad. What's this? They're just a bunch of old urns. Are these really treasures, too?
Of course they are. This is a treasure exhibit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I guess so. So all it takes to be a treasure is age? No wonder nobody likes museums. I'm gonna see this random... What's with this big cushion? Just lying around with nothing on it.
Well, it must be for the greatest treasure of all.
Greatest treasure? Is there something like that?
Huh? Why, of course there is. Right, Pearly?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll bet it would really take your breath away.
Piece of cloth with a ton of finely written characters jammed onto it. Probably esoteric knowledge only mediums would know. Let's see. Here's the title in English, 108 Ways to Save Money. I'm pretty sure the number has gone up since the last time I saw it.
Well, we're always looking for new ways, you know?
Being a medium sounds like a rough way of life. All right, on to the... Literally Taylor Basement Warehouse. Yep, this is a basement warehouse, all right.
This place is scary. I feel like a monster could jump out at any time.
Don't be scared, Pearly. I'll protect you.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Eh? A monster, you were right.
Huh, a monster?
Good evening. It's good to see you again.
You! I know you!
It's good to see you too, little miss. Ah, hello.
Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly?
Nice to meet you. I'm Adrian Andrews. I'm in charge of the promotion and planning for this treasure exhibit. I'm mostly responsible for the security arrangements.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Adrian sure has changed since we last met.
So this is the warehouse. The really valuable exhibit items are still stored away in here.
They're like the Shinishisto? Shigesato Atoy?
Mystic Maya, take a look next to this door. That's Mystic Ami,
Or Amy, as I would call it.
Yes, that's the statue of the woman who invented the Curine channeling technique, Amy Fay. This statue is on loan from one of the training halls in the Fay branch family. In fact, it just arrived this morning.
Oh, I actually had to examine that. That's funny. I didn't know. What's that creepy looking thing she's holding? It's the Shinisisto.
Don't ask me. How should I know?
Well, you are the future master, right?
Maybe so, but this is the first time I've ever seen this statue.
That thing is a Curine
Shisto.
It's a ceremonial sword.
Shisto it means like 7-branched sword or something like that. It's like a real thing for some reason or something. I don't know.
Not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp.
Ah, phooey, I wanted to cut something.
What are you eyeing me for? It says organi.
No, it doesn't, Nick. It says organize. You just can't see the last 2 letters.
Yeah, well, I guess no one else could read it either because this place is a mess. It's not really that messy.
Yeah, you must feel right at home, huh?
Oh, snap.
Mr. Nick, what's that big door over there?
It looks like it's the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there.
Really? Let's go in. I want to take a look.
Oh, I'm sorry. Unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in there.
Did you hear that, Nick? We're unauthorized personnel.
Why are you telling me that?
Nick. We're unauthorized personnel. Let's look at this ladder and call it a step ladder, Nick. Look, a ladder.
That's a step ladder.
So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on a narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick.
Right, sorry. Why do I feel like we've had this exact conversation somewhere before? It looks like part of a big signboard. All I can read on it is the word burr.
Aha! I've got it! Maybe it's supposed to say hamburger.
Why would anyone write hamburger that big?
Like maybe for the World Hamburger Festival or something.
I kinda doubt it.
Ha! I've got it! Maybe it's for spaghetti.
Why are you talking about food? Oh wait, that's normal for you. Anyway, it says burr. There's no way it could be spaghetti.
Well, maybe it was a typo. It might have said spaghetti festival. What do you think?
Okay to me. Besides, spaghetti is the only thing more tangled than your reasoning.
Spaburgeretti.
This computer looks like it's been hooked up to the security camera above.
That means what?
The camera is set up to take a photo of anyone who goes in or out of the storeroom. Then the data from the camera gets uploaded to this computer here. That's what.
I see. That's some pretty high-tech stuff.
Yeah, as long as Miss Oldbag isn't running it, then we're good to go.
Don't say that name, Nick. It is cursed.
Really, it's been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright?
Nick, what is going on? Who is this woman? Do you like her?
Why are you freaking out on me?
What? I just thought it'd be more dramatic if I got all worked up, that's all.
Mystic Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily.
Please, Maya, don't say anything that'll needle Pearl further.
Mr. Wright was there for me when I really needed help.
What? Mr. Wright tried to pin a bunch of things on you and actually managed to do that. And he kept trying to pin murder on you over and over again to elongate the case to save Maya. He basically screwed you over. What are you talking about?
It was something that happened 7 months ago.
You remember, don't you? The Nickel Samurai case.
Not really. I was stuck in a dark wine cellar. Did it escape your memory, Nick?
Yeah, after that I quit playing a manager and started this job.
Wow, that's tough. I'm sorry, Miss Andrews. If it wasn't for us.
No, don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. I'm glad I went to jail for 6 of those 7 months and was almost had murder pinned on me multiple times. Thanks to you and everyone else that was involved, I was able to change my whole life. I really am grateful.
Ooh, that's a relief. I don't know why they reused her, but anyway, I'm really impressed, Miss Andrews. Handling a huge exhibition must be very tiring.
Well, Lordly Taylor is celebrating their 200th anniversary this year, and they just handed it to somebody who went right out of jail.
She went to jail? Yeah, of course she did. Yeah, because remember she was charged with tampering evidence on the crime scene and trying to frame somebody. I mean, she was correctly trying to frame somebody, but she tampered with evidence to try and frame somebody. The works on display in the main exhibition hall are worthy of the finest museums.
Woohoo, did you hear that, Pearly? The finest museums.
Yes, I did. It's really wonderful. So this basement warehouse is pretty well protected, huh? Of course it is. After all, there are some priceless treasures here. The security guards are all very highly trained as well. That sounds good. So what's with the face she's making? Oh, look, it's already 8 o'clock. Have you eaten yet? Well, actually, they've already made a reservation at the restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together?
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Dine! It sounds so fancy.
I'll have the kids' lunch. Is that a reference to something? I don't know.
Pearly, it's dinner, not lunch. Why don't you go for it and really eat your fill with the kids' dinner?
Okay, in that case, one kids' dinner for me.
Shall we?
Sorry.
Shall we head upstairs then?
Her laugh is not going to be. Okay. After that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibition's opening. It was wonderful seeing Miss Andrews looking so happy. None of us could have imagined that the very next day something terrible would happen.
Nick, this is terrible. What the? You're cleaning the toilet again? I never knew you were such a toilet freak.
Give me a break, would you? My brain just hit the snooze button for the 5th time.
I'm going to turn on the TV.
That's her laugh, yeah.
We've got an update on the recent treasure heist. I'm Tom Tucker. Based on the clues found at the scene of the crime, authorities have announced that they believe that it was the work of the renowned phantom thief, Mask Damask.
Mask? Damask? The mask?
According to the spokesperson, Lord Lee Taylor received a letter some days ago. This is the 5th heist by this phantom thief, who only targets rare treasures.
Lordly Taylor?
Well, Nick, what are you going to do? Don't you dare go back to scrubbing the toilet.
Treasure? Lordly Taylor? You don't think...
Yes, now get up, Nick. It was stolen by Maersk Star Damask. Our most valuable treasure. The Kirain's sacred urn was stolen, and you're going to need that for the 6th game, Nick.
What? I'm gonna need that for the 6th game? Well, we better get on that. Refresh my memory a little. What's this sacred urn? Dang it, Nick.
It's only the most important treasure in the Kirain village, that's all. Look, right there on the poster. Don't you remember what's inside? The urn contains a very important soul. Namely, the soul of Mystic Ami.
Stupid anime ruining it and making me say Ami.
Amy, Faye, the founder of Kirain channeling technique. Right, Pearly?
Yes, that's right.
Hold up. Thought that earned the name Amy on it. Now it says I am? Any idea how that happened, Pearly?
Well, there are some things best left unsolved, wouldn't you say, Mr. Nick?
That's right. 1 year ago, there was a murder in Kirain Village, Maya's hometown. The sacred urn, it turned out to be an important clue in that case. Supposedly priceless, looks like an old pot. I think this investigation is really, really, really stupidly long, but we'll try to do quite a bit of it. Like, at some point I'm probably gonna stop and get food, maybe in like a half hour. And then we can watch stuff after that. So I'll just try to get through as much of this talking stuff as we can. Okay, the toilet is shinier than the judge's head, so let's see what's next.
What's wrong with you, Nick?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I...
Mr. Nick, your beloved Mystic Maya's treasure has been stolen. Doesn't that even bother you?
Does Tuxedo Mask steal stuff? But I thought the urn was the village's treasure, so I don't see how.
The village is Mystic Maya. She's the future master of the Curane School of Channeling. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Nick. I won't let you say you don't.
Okay, I do. So what am I supposed to do about it?
Isn't it obvious? Go and find the bad guy who did this.
Yeah, and get that sacred urn back.
But I'm not a detective, I'm a lawyer.
That has nothing to do with this. If you're a real gentleman, you would find it for your beloved Mystic Maya.
Man, oh man, there's no winning against Pearl's fairy tale image of love. So what's the name of this bad guy again?
Mask Star, Demask, Nick. Make a note of it, Mask Star, Demask.
We have to pronounce the star every time, Maya.
Oh, it was terrible. I was arrested and everything.
1 year ago, the murder in Curane Village. A man was killed during one of Maya's spirit channelings. And this urn would end up being the key piece of evidence that proved her innocence. Because Pearl broke it in the winding... Anyway...
Mr. Nick, would you mind not telling Mystic Maya about that? You promised, remember? You said you wouldn't tell anyone I broke the urn.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember, this urn used to say Amy on it. Poor Pearl. Till Pearls accidentally broke it to a million pieces with her steel samurai ball. Why was it just sitting out there on the outside? Who knows? She tried to secretly fix it. Let's just say it didn't work out so well. Pearls can't read.
Sorry, I'm not good at arts and crafts. Spelling either.
Anyway, this is how her gluing project turned out. She put the pieces together wrong, and now, instead of saying Amy, it says I am. I can't believe no one's noticed this until now, a whole year later.
I can't believe it myself.
Hey Maya, look at this urn!
Mr. Nick, no. Right, let's see if we can find some clues that might lead us to the bad guy.
But it doesn't look like anything has been disturbed.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as it did last night.
Bad guy, huh?
Hey, you can't poke around here, pal! Wait a minute, that voice! Oh no, not him again! What? I thought you liked Gumshoe. Everybody likes Gumshoe, he's great. It's you, and I'm the one who should be saying not again. Why is it that every time something bad happens, you always show up, pal? I should be asking you that. Aren't there any other detectives? No, I should be asking you that. What are you doing hanging around here? Hey, I asked you first. Why are you here? Any...
Alright, we got it. Why don't you two kiss and make up already?
Hello. It's been a long time, Mr. Scruffy Detective.
Oh, it's you, little missy. Penelope, Percival, Peter? Actually, my name is Gumshoe, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Now's a good chance for you to try and remember it right.
And if it's not too long for you, you can just call him Dick.
Okay, it's good to see you again, Mr. Dick.
Yeah, good to see you again too, I guess. Persephone? Perchance? Pants?
Mr. Detective Dick, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, you're trying to remember my name. Atta girl. It's just Gumshoe, okay? Anyway, the thief stole something called the Sacred Urn.
I know about that.
Oh, well, the criminal's name is Mask Star the Masks.
I know about that too.
Detective, can't you tell us something other than that?
Well, I guess I sort of owe you guys, in a way, for getting my job back and such. The crime occurred last night around 1:30 in the morning. How exactly do you know that? I got an emergency phone call from the guards at the scene of the crime, pal. He said, the urn was just stolen.
The scene of the crime, you mean here, right?
Wrong. That urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement warehouse. Basement warehouse, huh?
So who was guarding the basement warehouse?
That guy! It's all his fault and the thief got away, pal. He solves one case and gets a swelled head, thinking he's an ace detective.
Ace Detective? It's the wrong game series.
Mask Star to Mask. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, about this Mask to Mask. Is he famous?
What? You're joking, right, Nick? Mask the Mask is the hottest thing since sliced bread.
Sometimes he appears as a museum guard. Sometimes he appears as a big brown bear to surprise unsuspecting victims. But underneath those disguises is the true Mask Star to Mask. So he's some kind of master of disguise, huh? And he only goes after the finest works of art, pal. Last night was his 5th heist. If Wardley Taylor had cooperated, I could have caught him this time.
What? Then you knew he was planning on stealing the sacred urn?
Of course I did. The guy always sends his calling card before he steals something. Calling card, huh? They mentioned that on TV. So why do you call him an ace detective anyway? That's what he calls himself, pal. I didn't make it up. I'm glad I got to do Gumshoe today. I always like doing Gumshoe's voice.
So, what's he like?
Well, like I told you, Mask Star to Mask made 5 heists so far. On the 4th heist, Mr. Ace Detective managed to get the stolen treasure back.
Wow, that is impressive, all by himself.
Yeah, I gotta admit it, pal. Maybe he really is as good as he says. Every time the thief sends one of his calling cards, we send our men on a stakeout. But none of us has ever gotten so much as a glimpse of that guy.
But Mr. Ace Detective was able to receive a stolen treasure from the thief.
Anyway, he's at the scene of the crime right now, looking for clues.
I know, I love Gumshoe.
So he's down in the basement warehouse, huh? So what's this calling card? Here it is. Don't show it to anyone, it's top secret, okay, pal? What's this mark on the front? That's Mask Star to Mask signature emblem, pal. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards have it on them.
They didn't mention that on the news flash.
We're withholding that detail from the public for operational reasons. The only way we can tell if a calling card is real or not is by this emblem.
Sent before a heist, the emblem is top secret.
That makes sense. When you get famous, there are always imitators.
Mr. Nick, if you work a little harder, maybe we can have your own copycat someday.
Yeah, I'll name him Apollo. Thanks, I guess.
Oh boy, here we go. Gotta get a voice for this guy.
No matter how many times we come here, this place always gives me the chills.
That's probably because it's air conditioned, to protect the art pieces, you know? Welcome to my private little banquet of chaos.
What the heck does that mean?
Ha ha ha! I'm afraid I have a very little to offer, but please, make yourself at home.
Who are you anyway?
Silence! Let me just be very creepy. Now I see it's all becoming clear.
What do you see?
Oh, sorry.
What do you see?
Svari! The truth has become elegantly revealed to me, ha. A lawyer and a spirit medium, neither very advanced at their trade. Am I wrong?
Yikes! That's scary. How do you know that?
How do you say? The universal skeptic would say. That is how nothing but a question of why.
How is nothing but a question of why?
I'm a traveler of both time and space, a swimmer of dream.
What is he talking about? I can't make heads or tails of it.
Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the first duty of any gentleman. And to introduce myself, the name is Atme. Look at me. Ace, detective. This is my series now. Look at me, Ace Detective. Trials and Tribulations.
Oh, hi.
Let him intimidate you, Nick. Stand up and show him what you're made of.
The name's Wright. Phoenix Wright. Oh no, I mean Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. That's the name of my game series. This is the third game, actually. It's a trilogy.
I'm Maya Fey, a spirit medium.
And I'm, Pearl Fey. Actually better than Maya at being a spirit medium, but who's counting, right? I'm Mystic Maya's cousin and, spirit medium Ace apprentice. Excellent. Well, perhaps then, we shall begin our little game. Ha ha ha!
Why does he phrase game? Why does he phrase one short of a Why does the phrase one short of a baker's dozen come to mind with this guy? So are you really as famous as you say?
Of course. For a lawyer, you have a rather shocking lack of knowledge about the world. I had no idea anyone was left in the city who had not heard of me. Look at me. I am Mask of Damask's arch enemy, the Ace Detective. Look at me.
Is he going to be accused? Is he going to be accused of the Tuxedo Mask? Is he going to be accused of the Tuxedo Mask ripoff? And does Nick have to defend him? No, Nick doesn't defend this guy. I literally, and I've gone through this case twice, I literally do not remember. I never can remember this case. Because it must just not be that memorable or something, but I don't remember it as being a bad case. Which I guess is good because I can replay it, but... No, you defend a different guy. Because he doesn't get accused of stealing it, somebody else does.
This moment, there are two mighty figures which loom large over this grand city. One embodies the nefarious dark forces, the other, the angelic cherubs of light.
Boy, now I'm really lost. What is he saying, Nick?
I have personally been on the heels of this villain since his first crime. After learning this criminal's patterns, I thwarted his very latest loathsome larceny. I even returned the target of his tyranny, the portrait of Regina, to the crime scene.
I'm just adding that in myself.
And I did it all by myself. I took it back from Mask Star Damask. With my brawny mind and my brilliant muscles.
Shouldn't that be the other way around?
Yeah, they mentioned it on the news, the Great People Around Town segment. They said the museum gave you an incredible jewel as a reward.
Well, compared to the treasure that I retrieved for them, it's not much.
So in the end, the only thing that makes you great is your own self-praise. Portrait of... I said Regina, but yeah.
Oh, tell us about what you know about the Mask Star Damask and keep it simple, please.
Think about how I have devoted my life to thwarting his dastardly deeds. Last night, here in the bowels of the store, we were locked in the most glorious battle.
I see, huh? Hang on a second. He did it. I don't remember. I honestly don't. I feel like he did, but I don't remember. You were here last night? Here in Lordly Taylor?
Naturally, wherever Damask goes, you will find Atme laying his elegant traps.
I thought he said Gina, so I made a joke. I was trying to make a joke like that. I was carrying Ruthie when he said that. He did. So obvious. Elegant traps, more like Damask out-eleganced you and made a beautiful getaway.
This time I allowed him to escape with the illusion of victory.
I wonder if I should ask him what happened last night in more detail. No, you don't have to talk to him. I know, he's so ridiculous. Can you tell us exactly what happened here last night?
But of course, after all, I always say there will be no secrets between aces. Ha.
Flattery will get you nowhere, Pinocchio.
At first I received a request for my service 20 days ago.
I feel like making him French would be good, but I don't have like a French voice. I'm trying to get like a French voice going.
It was 11 days ago that we received Masque de Masque calling card. Calling card.
Huh? You were hired before the calling card even arrived?
Yes, you see. Yes, you see. Oh, you see, the person who hired me is quite rigorous and thorough.
That's Adrian for you. I guess this guy will be my practice on trying to do some sort of French accent. I don't know.
A mere 10 days after hiring me, her worst premonitions were realized. Ha!
The calling card arrived, right? Coincidentally, after you showed up?
Yes, haha. So, ace detective that I am, I set a trap for the thief at the warehouse. Waited for him alone.
Alone, but why? Why didn't you go to the police for help?
Ridiculous. Why would I seek help from such a...
Well, he says like Zvari or something like that, so that's kind of what I'm going off of.
Why would I seek help from such a singularly useless group of nincompoops?
You got a lot of nerve. After all, it was you that let Damas get away.
I always operate alone and concealed, out of sight of others.
Concealed.
Precisely, haha! Even the guards on duty here were unaware of my presence. To fool your enemies, first you must fool your friends. It is my own original proverb.
Anyway, back to what happened last night.
As I was saying, I hid in the warehouse and waited for the thief to arrive. But I swear to you, not a solitary soul came through that entrance. Nevertheless, the sacred urn has disappeared.
But that's impossible. How could it just disappear?
How, you ask? Don't be ridiculous, sir lawyer. If I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't be here. But if I knew the question to that answer, I would be playing Jeopardy.
For someone who seriously messed up his own stakeout, he's rather full of himself. So you're saying that even though no one came through those doors last night, our precious urn still somehow vanished from under your nose? That's just not possible. Do I have to do anything else with this crapper? Present him. Oh, okay. I don't know how you're supposed to know this, but I'm supposed to show him the calling card. The security of Lordly Tale become to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your treasures securing exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? There's truly. Wait, what? Speckled urn? The plain old pot. What are you smoking? Not speckled. What? Anyways, I'm supposed to show him this.
Jeopardy!
Yeah, I know. I like that too. That was a good joke I made up. Master Mass calling card. It's got his emblem printed on it, right?
Oh, quite impressive. But I would expect nothing less from my arch rival. I don't know. I am surprised to see you in possession of a top secret piece of information.
You mean uvulated speckled? I don't know, maybe.
Well, we got an ace lawyer, and an ace spirit medium, and an ace cousin apprentice who's actually better than me here.
Yes, indeed. I think I could learn such a thing. Learn from... Wow. I think I could learn to like you, my fellow ace professionals. Professionals, I don't know.
I don't know if I really want this guy to like us ever.
Well, sir lawyer, I've been told that you too are pursuing this mysterious thief.
Well, I'm not sure I would call it.
That's right. We're going to find the sacred urn no matter what we have to do.
Excellent. Excellent. I will trust you. I permit you to take a look around while I investigate elsewhere. If perchance you should discover something of value, return to my office. My office of earthly delights. The Attorney Detective Agency.
Office of Earthly Delights?
Well then, Sir Loyal, you'll excuse me, I have much to do.
Wait a minute. He's gone. I don't like the idea of doing this guy's work for him.
Come on, Nick. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Let's hurry up and investigate before he changes his mind.
I want to go to his office too. Take me with you, okay? I don't like that guy. Oh, let's examine the
Wow, this is awesome. What did Miss Andrews say? It was called again?
Shisto. It's literally 7-branch sword in Japanese, or so says Miss Andrews. Shichisto. Chichishito. Something like that. Shigesato Atoi, that's what it's called. Guy who made Earthbound. Whoa, it's pretty heavy.
One hit, 7 times the fun. Pretty catchy, huh? I bet it'll sell like hotcakes.
There's something about it that bothers me.
Wow, you're really firing on all cylinders today, Pearly.
This sword. It wasn't Mystic Amy holding it last night.
Ah,
And another thing, the sword wasn't bent last night like it is now. You're right.
awesome, Pearly. I wouldn't expect any less from my little ace apprentice.
The sword is bent, so that must mean last night someone used it somehow.
Aha, I just thought of something. Maybe Detective Atomy smashed Masty Mask with it. Like this.
Ouch! What the heck?
What do you think, Pearly?
I think it's even more bent than it was before. Oh man, my head! My hair! Ceremonial sword held in the hand of Amy Faye's statue wasn't bent before the crime. That pathetic looking wooden box.
That's the box that had the sacred urn in it.
Don't touch it. There might be clues to the thief's identity on there.
I worked so hard to make that box.
Huh? You made this poor excuse for a box, Maya?
What's that supposed to mean?
That urn has always been on its stand in the winding way of Faye Manor. So there was no box suitable for it, Mr. Nick.
And I was so proud of it.
Poor Maya. Maybe it'd have better if Master Mass had taken the box too. Hey Maya, you want to talk about the ladder?
No. Hey, Pearly, do you know what this is? It's a computer.
A computer? Oh, I've heard of those. It has such a cute name. It looks like a computer. It looks like this computer is for storing the data from the security camera. When someone comes in or out of the warehouse, the camera takes a photo of them. It's probably the trap that the detective set up.
Let's see if we can find last night's data on this thing. We might even find a photo of Masty Mask.
Let's see here. Man, I really stink at working these things. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? You're sweating an awful lot. I don't know how to pull up the photos.
I had no idea you were so pathetic with high-tech stuff, Nick.
Yeah, well, I managed to print out the camera data anyway.
I guess you have to learn to crawl before you can walk, right, Nick?
Yeah, sure. Anyway, it looks like the camera only went off once last night. The warehouse camera went off once around 1 a.m. on the night of the crime. Here's the security camera. Trained in the big door to the storeroom. It's set up to take a photo of anyone that goes in or out. A security camera.
Yeah, go stand in front of the door and it'll snap your photo too, Pearly.
Mystic Maya, do you think I should smile?
Nah, it's for criminals, so I think you should make a really scary face. Like this.
Okay, I was expecting something scary.
Like this?
That's not right.
Look at what you did, Nick. You spilled paint over here.
I didn't do that.
If it wasn't here last night, I would have noticed this color. It's outrageous.
But this paint is already dried up.
Well then, you should have cleaned it up before it dried, Nick.
Paint doesn't dry that fast. Besides, I told you it wasn't me. Looks like it's been several days since it was spilt. Didn't this just happen the other night? What? Hey, look at this. What is it? There's some kind of shape left in the bottom of the stain. Oh, maybe the statue was covering it up, so we just didn't see it. But it actually had been there.
Huh, you're right. I wonder what it could be.
Well, it fits the box perfectly.
Mr. Nick, what's that big door over there?
It looks like it's the door to the actual storeroom. I can see a lot of big boxes and stuff back there.
I guess that's where they were keeping the sacred urn.
Remember, Maya, Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there.
The statue of Mystic Amy is so cool. I want a good statue of myself. We could put it in the office.
Hey, it's Right and Co. How about a gold statue of me?
Mr. Nick, I'm sorry, but I noticed something strange.
Huh? What is it, Pearls?
The statue of Mystic Amy. Where was it? Was this where it was last night?
I like how Pearl's basically doing the investigating while me and Maya are fooling around.
Ah!
I'm pretty sure it was closer to the door.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Great job, Pearly. I wouldn't expect anything less from my ace cousin.
The statue was moved the night of the crime. Oh, I love you too. Amy Faye's golden statue updated in the court record. A statue of the founder of the Curain channeling technique moved the night of the crime. Isn't it pronounced Ami? Yeah, but screw it. I'm pronouncing it Amy because USA. Is that it? Computer Shinishisto thing? Shishito. Because it's Japanese, it should be Shito. I might be able to spell that in hiragana. Alright. I think that's everything. What did I do? 3 pieces of evidence, and then I have to move somewhere?
Hey Nick, your cell phone is ringing.
Of course, they have to do this throwback to the Steel Samurai. Even though I don't think there's really anything about the Steel Samurai in the 3rd game. At least not that I can remember. Let me see where we are in this. There's a lot. There's a lot before we get to court. We haven't even met the guy we're gonna defend or anything yet.
Hello,
Oh, wow.
hello, Phoenix right here.
Maya, give that over. Hello, Phoenix right here. Oh ho 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 ho. It's me, Gumshoe. Gumshoe? What is it? What's so funny? Oh, I tell you what's funny, pal. I finally beat him. I beat Mr. Ace Detective. Finally, this underdog's the alpha dog today. That stuck-up detective's met his match. Yup, I finally caught him. Lock, stock, and barrel. There's no escape for him.
You caught him. Are you saying you captured Mask Star Remask?
Bingo! Well, actually he surrendered, but I still got him. Master Mask surrendered?
That's great. So when can we come and pick up the sacred urn?
Well, you see, I was gonna tell ya. What? Something wrong? You think you could come swing by the detention center sometime? The detention center? He wants to talk to you. Mask to mask, that is.
What? You want to talk to Nick?
I'll be waiting for you, pal, so come over here soon. The detention center, huh? Okay. So, there's a couple people we're still gonna meet. And then I think after meeting both of those people, I'm gonna meet them, think of their voices, and then immediately forget their voices for next time. What? Oh, what? I meant to go to the detention agency or whatever. The detention center. This is a detective agency? It looks more like the set of some B-grade horror movie.
Hello? Is anyone here?
It looks like nobody's home.
What a waste of time. Hey, I know. Let's take that framed picture back with us as a memento.
Don't you dare, Maya. Guess we'll have to try back later. I mean, we could examine all sorts of stuff here, but screw it. I just want to go talk to the guy. Okay, so I had to go back here to go there. I know I can go back and listen, but I'll definitely forget. Ooh, we can examine the camera and the guard again.
Hey, pal, welcome to the detention center.
You're sure in a happy mood, aren't you?
Yep, after all, we got mask to mask.
Right, but, so where's the sacred urn?
Wait, what's scary? That question mark is scary? Did I miss something?
Oh, sorry about that, pal. I guess I didn't really think about it before. But you're the victim, in this case.
Huh?
Well, I guess I should let you guys hear the story straight from the horse's mouth.
You know, he's right, Nick.
He is?
If you think about it real hard, we are the victims.
Well, I guess so, in a way.
I'm so used to thinking of the victim as a dead person because we're always on murder cases.
Excuse me.
But anyway, I have to get the sacred urn back. Please, don't just ignore me. Who are you?
I'm a mask. Okay,
Hey Nick, doesn't he look kind of, gangly?
I'm Ron Delight, the famous Mask to Mask. I don't think this guy could punch his way out of a wet paper bag. So his voice is just really high Phoenix voice, basically. Guess, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Smile, you're on candid camera. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He looks nervous being this close to an alleged thief. So you're the Mask to Mask guy? Yes, you bet. No, that's wrong. You see, it's complicated. Sort of yes, sort of no, if you know what I mean.
What's wrong?
Well, when I say wrong, what I really mean is to say is not right per se. You see, it's not spelled mask to mask. It's actually spelled mask star to mask.
What's with this guy?
Well, he's a timid little weakling. We know that much. Don't do that. Don't look at me like that. I don't need your pity. And a major crybaby too. So why did you give yourself up? Well, you see, it's because, well,
I know why. It's because you stole such a priceless treasure.
I freaking remember now.
And now you're overwhelmed with guilt, am I right?
Priceless treasure? That broken old urn? I still have a little favor to ask. Yeah, what is it? Did you go and talk to Desi?
Desi. Look, we really want our urn back, so where is it?
Sorry, I'll give it back, I really will. Maybe not. No, I can't. I can't make promises I can't keep. I'll keep end up hurting people.
Mr. Nick, I couldn't hear what he just said, especially that last part.
Mr. Damask, do you think you could speak up a little? Yes, sir, I will, I promise. Maybe not. You see, I'm already speaking with my normal voice, so I can't really do anything.
Mr. Damask, about the urn.
Oh, yes, the urn! Right away! Actually, no, I wouldn't mind telling you, but actually, I'm afraid of you. You wouldn't believe me anyway.
Enough already, just tell it to us straight.
Please don't yell at me! Hey, I'm sorry. That urn, I lost it!
What?
What did you just say? You lost it?
Yes, no, maybe so. I mean, yes, I lost it.
What do you...
What do you mean?
Well, you know, I lost it. Like I said, these things just happen. You're on a train and then you get distracted and you forget your bag, you know.
What? You forgot our secret urn on the train?
Wait a minute. You went on the train dressed like that?
No, I was just speaking hypothetically, that's all. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just lost it somewhere. I don't know where.
This guy's story is more surreal than a dolly painting.
Are you really sure this creep is Mask Demask?
Maya, don't call him a creep. Although I do have to admit, I understand your doubts about this guy. So who is this Desi person?
Please don't talk about my wife like that. I guess she must be his wife. I'm sorry. The truth is, it's my wife that told me have you all come here. Do you think you could go and visit her in my hideout?
The hideout?
Mr. Nick, what does he mean by hideout?
Oh, sorry. Naturally, I meant to say my secret base.
Secret base?
Well, my apartment actually. Palazzo Pelope, 3rd floor.
Palazzo Pel Pepe? I don't know.
Let's go have a look, Nick. To Mask Demask's hideout.
Something tells me she just likes the sound of the word hideout. Let's never talk to this guy again. He's awful. Yeah, he does. So, I'm also giving him kind of a girly voice. Let's go see his hideout. Wow, check this place out.
No doubt about it. This is Mask Demask's hideout, all right.
Who is it? Is that you, Ronnie? Huh? Who are you people?
Are you Desi Delight?
That's right, I'm Desiree. Ah. Oh, you must be the lawyer and the victim.
Yeah, that's us. Your husband told us to stop by and speak to you.
I'm Maya Fey, and this is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law.
Icky boy and Maya, huh? I can't tell you how grateful I am that she decided to help my Ronnie.
Well, you're welcome.
Did she really just call me Nicky Boy? Alright, we're gonna talk to her and then I'll probably end stream when we're done talking to her. So about your husband.
Isn't he the cutest? A bit weak sometimes, though.
A bit.
By the way, did you know they mentioned Maya on TV?
Huh? Really?
They said you're on the urn and that you're doing some shady training at the law office now.
Yeah, Ron's got the girl voice, she's got the guy voice. That's how we're doing it. Like, she's a heavy, heavy chain smoker just off camera when we don't see her. Remind me not to watch that channel's news program.
After I saw that, I thought it would be a good idea to meet with the lawyer they mentioned.
I see.
My Ronnie. He's got a powerful imagination, gets deluded easily. He kept insisting he was going to surrender to the police. I didn't know what to do. It was me, I stole that urn, he kept saying. As if it was even possible.
Huh? But are you saying that he didn't?
Ha ha ha, of course he didn't. Why would my Ronnie ever do something like that?
Well, you know, it's priceless treasure, and he's, you know...
Is it possible his own wife doesn't know his secret identity? Oh, okay, that's fine. You're probably pretty tired.
Me? I'm the kind of woman that needs excitement in her life.
Oh, excitement, huh?
Yeah, I'm at my happiest when I'm racing along with my bike going at full throttle. Riding a motorcycle is like putting your life on the line, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that depends on how you ride it.
I'm the type that can't stand living a long, boring, dreary old life with no action.
No offense, but your husband, Ron, doesn't exactly look like a risk-taking type himself.
You're right about that. Definitely not one for thrills and danger. You have to say that he makes up for it in other ways. You know what I mean?
What does she mean, Mr. Nick?
Other ways?
Yes, money. Ronnie is incredibly rich and super generous.
What if she and her husband alternate between the masked figure?
He bought me a bike. It's so fast it would make your head spin. And shopping? I like to shop so much it makes Ron's head spin. The other day, it actually happened. His head actually started to spin.
Man, talk about a high maintenance wife.
So, where does Mr. Delight get all this money from?
Ronnie is a security guard. They put their lives on the line, right? So they get paid tons of money in return. Tons of it.
He's a security guard? I think it's my turn for my head to spin. Can you tell us about what happened last night?
What time did that incident take place again?
What time was it again, Maya?
Well, according to Detective Gumshoe, it was around 1:30 in the morning.
Last night was horrible. I got pulled over.
Pulled over?
Sorry.
Pulled over?
Yeah, I always do my best flying at night.
Flying? Oh, you're talking about your motorcycle, right?
Yes, anyway, last night I got pulled over by a policeman. Can't believe he caught up to me. It was a great chase, let me tell you. When he finally caught me, the poor man was white as a sheet. It was about 3 in the morning when I finally got home.
Sounds like she got us an airtight alibi.
Well, what about Mr. Delight?
I don't really know. We weren't together at that time of the night. When I got home,
I almost said she.
he was already fast asleep.
So basically, he's got no alibi. Alright, so I have to present Mask Star to Mask's profile. Oh, there's a profile for him. Oh, they're both 23 years old. Miss Delight, you must know, right? About your husband and Mask to Mask?
Mask to Mask, of course. I know all about it. My husband is his biggest fan.
Yep, what? Huh?
Biggest fan?
Yeah. Yes, and Ronnie can be pretty delusional sometimes. That's how this whole misunderstanding happened.
Wait a minute, did you say delusional?
Yes, that's right. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with him. See, Ronnie actually believes that he is Mask to Mask.
What? What are you talking about?
So when did Ron become Mask Star to Mask?
What are you talking about? He's not Mask to Mask.
Huh? But wait a second. Look around at this room. This place is obviously Mask to Mask's hideout.
No, you're totally wrong. A real thief's hideout wouldn't look like this, because Ronnie is so timid himself that he looks up to heroic figures.
Heroic figures, but Mask to Mask is a bad guy.
Also, that symbol on that balloon there, that's hidden from the public, remember? Anyway. So he's deluded, huh? Could that really be true?
Anyway, if he really had stolen the urn, wouldn't he still have it?
Well, I suppose so.
And why don't you ask him if he has the urn or not?
She has a point. Mr. Delight isn't exactly the criminal type. But something about Ron's behavior bothers me.
Maybe it's true. Maybe Mr. Delight isn't Mask to Mask after all.
Say, can I ask you something, Nicky boy?
Yeah, that balloon in the upper left-hand corner, it has the mask symbol that Gumshoe said they don't let the public see it. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Derp. There it is. See, that's better. Isn't that better? Now you can see. Okay. What is it?
I know I may seem like a bad girl on the outside, but the one thing I won't stand for is illegal activity.
I had the feeling you wouldn't. You're tough, but I can tell you got a good heart, except for when you speed on your motorcycle.
Somebody framed my poor Ronnie, I just know it. Could you give this to Ronnie for me?
A letter. Oh, sorry.
A letter?
Yes, it's for Ronnie. I want him to fight back.
Mr. Light. Okay, you've got it. Just relax and leave it all to us.
Desiree's letter added to the court record. Addressed to her husband, Ron DeLay. Apparently it contains something important. Okay, so... I have to present this. Oh, that's right, here. This is from your wife. Oh, okay. We're gonna finish talking to him and then we're gonna stop because right after this, we go back to the law office. So I think that's a good spot.
Oh, it's from Desi. Thank you.
Letter given to Master Mask. Actually, more like taken. Yeah.
My dear Ronnie, how are you? I'm doing fine.
Wow, I kind of sound like Mort Goldman when I try to do his voice imitating her voice. He's clutching onto that letter so hard, the ink is going to get squeezed out.
You look so happy.
You should write a letter to Mystic Maya too, Mr. Nick.
Mr. Lawyer?
Yes?
In a letter that Desi wrote, she said, ask this guy to be your lawyer.
Huh?
I know this would be asking a lot, but could you please take my case? My trial starts tomorrow. Hey, hang on a second. He can't be your lawyer?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not? We're the victims in this case, right? Victims of this Mask guy.
Well, yeah, but according to Desiree, he didn't do it.
She said, poor man, he's deluded himself into thinking he did it. Right, Mr. Nick?
Come on, she could be lying to protect her husband.
Well, that's true. No, actually not. Actually, it's hard to say. Oh no, it's spreading.
Please, I'll give you the treasure of your choice in return.
What should I do? Let's refuse this case. No, screw you.
Don't do it, Nick, he's a thief.
Mr. Nick, I agree with Mystic Maya.
Well, I admit something about this guy stinks like last week's sushi. Mainly because I can smell him from here. I guess I should say no, but if I do that, this poor guy will have nobody on his side. Regards, spreading? Oh, so like, I don't know if you've noticed, but when Ron speaks, he trails off, and the text itself starts to fade out. And Pearls is like, I can't hear him, like, especially that last part. So Nick did the same thing where he trailed off, and the text, like, slowly faded out towards the end of his sentence. Well, Mr. Delight, I've decided to take your case. What's not... Oh. What's spreading? Yeah, I gotcha. There you go. Cool, already explained.
Really, you will?
Mr. Nick, I was wrong about you. I shouldn't have trusted you.
Pearls?
I can't believe you'd defend this person after what he did to Mystic Maya. I'll never forgive you, ever. Ah!
Pearly, wait!
I know, no matter what you choose, you end up taking it. Otherwise, you just skip this case, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. Like, this case and the next one are like, they're okay. They're fine. They're like interesting and fun cases. But, like, the good stuff comes after that. And before that. I feel like the opening case is really strong. It shows the backstory of Mia. It talks about her boyfriend getting poisoned and Phoenix, Dahlia, and, like, there's a bunch of stuff there. Even though it's like the tutorial, they put so much good stuff in there. And then the next two are just like side stories almost, but still good. This is going to be ugly.
Hey, I'll go after her.
Which is pretty much how most of the games in the series are, because they try to give you like 4 or 5 cases every game, and only usually like 2 of them are like relevant to the overall plot, and then the other cases are just kind of like, they're fine. They're fun cases.
I'll go after her. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Well, you couldn't have known she'd react like that. I guess I might as well start investigating. Oh, Maya, where's Pearls?
She said she's going back to the office. Go check in on her later, would you?
And what about you? Are you okay with me taking Mr. Delight's case?
Yeah, I'm fine, Nick. I believe in you.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I know you have a lot of work to do. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Nick, let's get this show on the road.
Okay, this is a good spot to stop. Right in Cola office. We are. How far are we? We are maybe a little more than halfway through this investigation phase before we get to court. We're probably like 60% of the way to court right now. We still have to talk to the security people and stuff. Talk to Luke at me when they get to when we get to when we go to the detective agency. That's what I'm thinking about. Okay, anyway, so yeah, it has been fun. This is a pretty long stream of Ace Attorney, and I am looking forward to continuing this pretty soon. Maybe Wednesday we can continue this since I have class tomorrow. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you sleep well and have a good night. Save that. Bye bye.